to avoid falling into this trap of
Yes.
post-depression?
So I wrote down, although I think I mixed it up, but I think the biggest thing you can do is plan for postpartum. And so much is going into planning for pregnancy and planning for delivery and then the return home. So you get the nursery beautiful, you've got your bag packed, you've worn your really cute maternity clothes. You have so much planning going into that stage. And then a lot of times there's very little forethought into, okay, well, you bring the baby home and then what? And so if you can plan and speak with your partner about what's it going to be like what's our routine going to be like as far as who gets up with the baby or who changes the baby in the middle of the night? Because in those first few weeks, the baby pees and poos at nighttime and you have to change those diapers. After a little while, they stop pooing at night and you don't have to change those nighttime diapers anymore. But there's a lot to do. Nursing as well. I didn't realize how long nursing would take, but in those early days, it can take a half an hour to 45 minutes each side. And so then you're waking up every 2 hours, but you're awake an hour and a half of those 2 hours. So you're really like not getting very much sleep. So having a conversation about, okay, I get up and nurse and then you will change the baby and put the baby back to sleep, or some sort of plan to where you are helping each other, but you're both getting as much sleep as you can. We have some friends that did where the mom took the first half of the night and then the dad took the second half. Now those were moms that pumped milk, so there were bottles, or that the child was bottle fed, formula fed the full way. But you figure out kind of what works for you or what your plan is with that. I think that's really, really, really important. Another one is harder right now is what's your support system look like? Mm-hmm. With COVID, it's really hard because our bubbles might be quite small. And especially during pregnancy, maybe your bubble is really, really tight. Maybe you're not seeing your parents, or maybe your parents don't live nearby. Maybe you're not seeing some friends. So have the conversations about who are we willing to let in and under what circumstances and when, because you doing it by yourself or you doing it by yourself with your partner isn't how we were meant to raise children. We were meant to raise, that's why they say it takes a village. We were meant to have support. And sometimes your arms are tired of holding the baby and your husband's working or your wife's working and you want to just hand off the baby to someone so you can just like sit or go use the bathroom or take a shower. And if you don't have that support ahead of time, if you haven't thought about how to get that, then that's a struggle in the moment when you're already sleep deprived and tired. So I think planning ahead the most you can for those sorts of situations. Who's going to handle the house duties? If that's usually normally your job, guess what? It shouldn't be right now, at least not for the first few months. So your partner is going to need to step that up, or you guys need to communicate how that's going to work for you guys. There's trying to think, I wrote a whole list. I have a post on it that I can also share with you, that it's like what your partners can or should do. It was a roundup post. So I asked a lot of moms and I got a whole bunch of feedback about what they found helpful and what their partner said that they felt most helpful doing. It had to do with like if the mom is nursing or setting up at a pumping station in her house, the partner can bring her water or her phone or whatever things she needs, be attentive to her. My daughter wouldn't be put down, and so he would cut my food for me and feed me. So that way I wasn't struggling to figure out how to feed myself. A great thing to do is have freezer meals prepared ahead of time. So that's a decision that's taken away. You don't even have to think about it. You just grab something, heat it up, eat it. So any sort of pre-planning, serious conversations about the changes that are going to happen and how you guys are going to handle them, all of that is really helpful to prevent postpartum depression and anxiety. And then additionally, maybe look at a list of what the symptoms are with your partner and say, hey, if you see these things in me, you tell me, because I may not know. Yes. And I need your help. And so I think that sort of communication is really important too.